First up is Gabs, who is using people's unused clothes to make into pet clothes or accessories.
Alright, so here's the design for the functional tote bag designed for senior dogs. And it can be divided into two, as mentioned. So you can wrap it around
I
and
like
carry
it.
your dog easier. And even if your dog's like moving around, it's still stable.
I think that's a cool idea. My one question is if you're looking to make different prototypes or different designs for different dogs. Like for example, I know dachshunds have like really weird disc problems.
Next up is Tejas, investing stocks for noobs because noobs currently invest into the brand and nothing else.
The dashboard will show you this, which is today's sentiment, stock volatility, and the dependency flow, as well as the latest market intelligence, making sure you understand what that stock is based on.
Hey, this is so cool because like as someone who doesn't know a lot about like the lingo about stocks, I think this is a great way to get into stocks that you're going for.
But next we have Ishan, who made it easier to find files on your computer.
I'm going to press Command-Shift-F on my keyboard, and it brings up this little module, and I'm just going to search for MathWork. If I click one of them, you'll see it brings it up right in Finder. And use AI, natural language processing, to kind of index your entire file system and regain control of all of the files.
It's the fact that I don't have to go all the way to the applications to find my files.
Surprised that nobody actually thought of this like years back.
Do you guys know what? Okay, so that was Carla and Romy doing the MVP review for you guys. They met up in, I think it was LA, and did this really cool content for you guys, reviewing your MVP. Absolutely amazing. This mic right here, I just noticed that I haven't been using this mic for the last 5 weeks. Ah, shit, okay. For the last 5 weeks. I noticed that this wasn't connected to this program that we're using right now. And all I've been using was my shitty ass MacBook mic, which is quite cringe. But who cares? Done is better than perfect, right? So let's get started. I mean, MVP submissions, wow, MVP submissions. There were so many interesting MVP submissions. I think the ones that I remember was like Tejas, Ishan's, Gab, Tommy. So many interesting MVP submissions that we will sort of publish on our socials that you guys can have a look. But amazing job. Keep on rolling, keep on hustling. That's what startup is all about, guys. Let's get started for week 4 and 5. This is the last lecture of the season 3. It seems like season 3 began last week, but it's already been 5 weeks, guys. Can you believe that? This season has just been flying like a rocket. It's been super quick. We all started with an ideation. You know, we built our MVPs, we launched, we tested out different launching descriptions, we gained tractions, hopefully. All that was in 5 weeks. Super proud of you guys. And if you guys have made it this far, I just want to say that you guys are, you know, like, founders need to be dedicated, and this overall program shows dedication. I think you guys are in the top, 1 or 2% of the season's cohort. So congratulations, and yeah, just keep on hustling. Demo day selections. We will be talking about the demo day selections at the end of this lecture. We will be talking about who's attending, how long the demo day is, also the selection process. Obviously, we cannot get everyone to pitch for demo day, otherwise it's going to take a whole day. So what we decided to do was we're going to select only a few people for the demo day selections, and we'll talk about that at the end of this lecture. Now, lecture 4 and 5, surveying your users and pitch deck creations. Last week we skipped out on the lecture because we felt that you guys needed an extra week to catch up, build your MVPs, launch, gain traction. So this week we are merging 2 lectures into one. It's going to be super quick. It's very straightforward. Surveying your users. I know a lot of you guys have been struggling with surveying your users. Stick around because this is going to be very helpful for you guys. And I'm really surprised if this isn't going to be helpful, but I can guarantee you that this is very helpful for people who are surveying the users. Now, this is only for people who manage to get users to use your product. If you're pre-launch, or if you don't have your product, if you just have a single landing page with join the waitlist, then maybe this lecture is a little bit early for you. My first priority, or your first priority, should be launching your product and trying to get your users to use your product. After you have done that, come back to this lecture and watch this lecture. So you should have gained your users by now who have tested your product. Now it's a time to talk to users, right? But Sam, what do we talk to our users about? What is it that we are talking about to our users? Basically, we want to know what they think about your product. And it's time to face the harsh reality or the truth. I see a lot of founders who have, deeply fall in love with their product, and they think their product's going to change the world. It's the best product in the market, but I can guarantee you that it's not. It's going to be a shitty product. It's not going to be a shitty product, but it's going to be a product that's not valuable as you thought it was going to be. So we need feedback, right? Because when you assume that your product works well, 99% of the time, it's not going to work well. So we need real life feedback. So we just need to ask these 3 questions, guys. What's one thing that the users like about your product after they've used it? What's one thing they dislike about your product, and the reason why? Basically, these 3 things is all you need to make a change or iteration to your product. What's one thing they like? What's one thing they dislike? And why? Those are the most top 3 crucial parts. I'm going to show you a real life example because I think an example would help a lot better. A few weeks ago, I posted a anonymous survey on our Discord channel. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, but I posted up a user survey link with a type form on our Discord channel. It was 100% anonymous. The reason why I kept it anonymous was I wanted people who's filling out the survey to be really, really harsh, 100% honest. Because at this point, you need 100% honesty feedback. Now, when I asked what's one thing that you like about zero base, what's one thing that you dislike about zero base, here is one of the examples that I've received. One thing they like, this that is designed for first-time founders. I think they were supposed to say first-time founders. What's one thing they dislike? Submitting homework is a bit pain. Like forms, I cannot edit my submissions. Perfect. Totally happy. That's one thing they dislike about zero base. Now, here's what noobs would do, aka first-time founders would do. They would say submitting homeworks is a bit pain. It's basically submitting homework is frustrating because they can't edit their submissions. So first-time founders would normally go out and develop a platform to make homework submissions easier. That's what normal founders would do. Here's what experienced founders would do. They would figure out the why, right? The why's the most important in a user survey. It's not the actual problem, but it's more because of the why. So figuring out the why, and here's what I would do. Instead of developing a new product, I'd be focused on making editing possible. Because they told us the why, right? They cannot edit their submissions. That's why they feel submitting homework is a bit pain. So figure out the why, and I would be, instead of just making a new product for making easier homework submissions, I'll be focusing on making editing possible. And to do this, to make the editing possible, I would basically come up with multiple solutions, right? A, B, C, D, E, like 5 different solutions. And I'm just going to give you an example. I would enable addition homework submissions, right? Because at the moment, people can only submit homework once. That makes them feel that they cannot edit their submissions again. So what I can do is I can sort of start implementing, okay, if you're iterating on your last submission, I can enable, second version or your third version of your homework to be submitted. That's one of the solutions. Or you can actually edit your submission by emailing us, right? There are a lot of different solutions that I can sort of work around. Yes, making a whole new platform for homework submissions can be a solution, but considering the time and effort that will take place, I would rather focus on the easiest part first and try if that sort of solves a problem. Now, number 2, example B. One thing they like, I love how approachable everything is, from the videos, community, and of course, Sam. Thank you, whoever said that. I have no idea who that is. One thing they dislike, not that I don't dislike, but it feels like most are tech startups. There was a moment that I wondered if my idea had a place in the group. Now, this is what noobs would do. They would sort of read, it feels like most are tech startups, right? And they will get literally tunnel visioned in that sentence. They're like, oh shit, okay, this founder feels like this is only for tech startups. So they would suddenly go out and look for non-technical startups to join our program. That's what I assume that first-time founders would do. Now, this is what I would do. I would look at the why. Again, guys, in survey, do not take the user's answer at face value. The why is important. Why is this user feeling this in a certain way when they're sort of explaining their problem? So figure out the why. And if you read about it, is that there was a moment that I wondered if my idea had a place in the group. That was their why. Perfect. Then here's what I would do. Instead of finding a new group of non-technical startups to join the zero-based program, I will find different solutions on how they can find more value as a non-technical startup in the zero-based program. That's what I would do. Because I would think the reason why they thought they had no, or they're feeling that their idea doesn't have a place in the group is because of the value. We're not providing the right value to the startup, right? So that's why I would look at different solutions on how they can find more value for this user. Example C. One thing they like, it's super friendly and professional, the content is easy to understand, and the community is really active and supportive. I think they are talking about the Discord channel, right? Guys, if you didn't join the Discord channel, I would strongly encourage you to join our Discord channel since it's really, people help through the Discord channel. Anyway, back to the point. What's one thing they dislike about zero-based is I think you need a proper portal for all the homework and submissions and progress. Noobs. I think you need a proper portal, guys. They would go out and build a proper portal. Like the first example, taking the user's answer at face value. They would suddenly go out and build a proper portal around homework submissions, right? What pros would do, and this is interesting. I think you need a proper portal, right? And the word think sort of gets into my mind because that means this person is assuming, right? And also there is no why, right? So basically what this user survey or this answer in this particular answer is telling is this person who fills it out is assuming, I mean, yes, sure, they might have a problem actually submitting the homework. But by looking at this answer here, it's much more of an assumption, right? So answers that contain user's assumption and no whys, I prefer to skip. I feel like that there is no value. I mean, sure, it's good to know, but this type of user answer cannot directly reflect on your product iteration. That's very dangerous because there is no why and there's an assumption. So never take your user's answer at face value. Users tend to know the problem of your product after they've used it, but they're not the best when it comes to the solution, right? And it's your job as a founder to come up with a solution of the problems that they're experiencing. So that's your job as a founder. Now, I always say this every single lecture, right? And every single time I do the one-on-ones, I always say, analyze answers, make changes, relaunch, survey, and repeat. So after you've analyzed all these kind of answers, make changes to your product, relaunch, and survey again, and repeat. Find out what the next sort of problem is, figure out the why, analyze, make changes, relaunch, and repeat. Guys, that's the whole iteration cycle. Week 3, we talked about the iteration cycle. This is the same thing. Your job as a founder to repeat this 20 to 30 times, every single month or every single 2 weeks. Try to make this iteration cycle to improve your product. That's it for all. That's pretty straightforward. Only 3 things that you need to ask. One thing they like, one thing they dislike, and why. Okay, pretty simple. You can ask more questions, but I don't like to suggest asking more questions because a lot of founders tend to sort of take all these answers at face value. And once they actually take everything, the user surveys answer at face value, they start to implement all these weird functions and features within their product. 6 months later, 1 month, or 1 year later, if you look back at their product, it's like literally, I don't know, it just becomes this random product that doesn't solve any problem. So that's a problem of taking users' answer at face value. You need to be extra careful. That's why I like to tend to keep it at those 3 questions. Creating your pitch deck. This is pretty straightforward as well. We are going to show you an example from last season on how to create a pitch deck. Here is a simple way to create your pitch deck. You only need 7 to 10 pages, guys. What I've been noticing for these one-on-one catch-ups, a lot of founders get the pitch deck ready for their company and they present it to me. It's like a PhD thesis book, guys. It's like an essay. They were like presenting like 20, 30 pages. I was like, holy shit, I can't keep up, right? You just need 7 to 10 pages, 12 pages max. If it goes over 12 pages, I feel like it's getting way too complicated and no one's gonna actually look through all of your PDF pitch deck, believe me. So keep it very simple. Page 1, one-liner problem. Guys, week 1, we spend so much time perfecting your one-liner problem. So your one-liner problem should be included in your page 1 of your pitch deck. If the viewer doesn't understand what problem that you're solving is, highly likely they'll sort of give up on your pitch. So you really, your job as a founder for a demo day or a pitching session or something, you need to start off with what problem you are solving, what your company is trying to solve. Page number 2, one-liner solution. Okay, is it an app? Is it a website? Is it an AI agent? What's your goal? Is it to save X amount of hours? Is it to save X amount of dollars? What is it? So your one-liner solution. We did that for week 1 as well. Page 3, validation. How big is this problem that you're trying to solve? Why do you think that this problem is important, right? How big is this important? How big is this problem? What research have you done in order to prove that this problem exists, right? So that goes into page number 3. Page number 4, product. Again, week 3, you guys have submitted your demo videos, right? Showcasing on how your MVP works. You can use that, or basically you can use a Figma file of your designs to put in your product page, sort of describe what your product is doing, or the super core functions of your product. Page number 5, traction. Guys, if you've just noticed like the sequence, it's the order of the weekly submissions that you guys have done. So page number 5, your launch. What did you find out about launching? What results did it give you? How many user signups? What was the retention rate? What was the, how much revenue you have generated? If you don't have a traction at the moment, it probably means that you're, a little bit too early. So, I'm just showing you this in order for you to become prepared later on in the future when it's time to raise capital. But once you have built traction, put the tractions in here. Again, I'm going to show you an example after this slideshow on how it's going to look like. Page number 6, market size. Now, market size is not the first priority. I think market size is not that important. It is important to actually show how much money that you can generate, but it's not the first priority. So market size, your ordinary TAM, SAM, SOM, how big's your market, etc. Competition. There is no such thing as we don't have any competition, Sam. I say that's bullshit, right? Excuse my language. I say that's full of crap. Everyone has competition. You're just not aware of it. If you do not have competitions, what's your closest competition, right? What are they charging? What's your competitive advantage? Page number 8, team. You might have a team. You might work as a co-founder, or you might work as a solo founder. It does not matter. Sam, Kim, founder at Zerobase. And normally founders end it there. They will just say their name and their position. Guys, the whole point of a team slide is what your capabilities are, right? So, for example, I would highlight my top 3 achievements as being a founder, right? Raised X amount of capital, worked on this project that increased, user retention by the X percent, etc., etc. So highlight your top 3 achievements in your team page. Your ask page, a lot of the startups don't put an ask. Like, guys, are you raising 200K? Are you raising $1 million? You need to be able to include what you're raising at and what you're going to spend the money on, right? So include how much you're raising, and also on the side, it'll be nice if you can have a detailed flow or a detailed chart on where these capitals are going to be spent at. You can add or shift some things around. It doesn't really matter, but just maintain that very short pitch deck of 7 to 12 pages long. Nothing more. Final homework submission, guys, of season 3. We're nearly there. Pitch to us. That's our final homework submission. We want you to create a pitch deck, like what you just saw, and record yourself pitching, right? Like record yourself pitching like just in demo day. The video should no longer than 5 minutes, right? It should never be longer than 5 minutes. If it goes 5 minutes, you're not going to make the cut. So yeah, make sure that it's below 5 minutes. And I'm just going to show you an example from last year.
Hi there, my name's Shivan Dabi, and today I'm going to be presenting on Opus List. Time management is one of the most important skills that someone can learn. And there are a lot of ways to go about doing time management, but many professionals in today's world struggle to manage their time effectively. This is due to either A, they don't know the proper technique on how to manage their time, or B, they can't stick to a consistent routine on how to do so. On top of this, many traditional tools used for time management lack intelligence. This includes Google Calendar, Outlook, to-do apps, and sticky notes. That's why, with Opus List, we allow you to schedule and plan your entire week from just a task list in minutes while learning from your preferences in the process, making the time management process as seamless and easy as possible. Here is what our web application looks like right now. And you can see that in the left side, we have an AI-powered task list. It allows for the quick input of tasks throughout your day. It uses natural language processing and a custom algorithm that learns to your preferences on what you prefer to prioritize within your day. There are personalized priority views. This allows you to get a top level or a bird's eye view on what you have to do throughout your entire day or your entire week, allowing you visibility on how to plan for the rest of the time that you have available. There's also a very simple auto-scheduling feature. All you have to do is tap the calendar icon on any unscheduled tasks, and our algorithm will find an available slot within events throughout your day for you to complete these small tasks, so you have large amounts of free time to accomplish more important things in the rest of your day. To date, we have 60 visitors per day and 20 active users. Users have saved around 30 minutes a day or 1 week per year in planning time alone, which is huge. Users say that it's helped them optimize their time between their meetings, it kept them on track for most of their day, it simplified their planning process, and it took the effort out of planning for their entire week. The total addressable market for productivity tools like these is $59.88 billion today, and the service addressable market for this is $14.4 billion. Given that in the next 3 to 5 years, if Opus List is able to capture 1 to 1.5% of the market in North America, we're looking at a service obtainable market of around $140 million. Compared to tools like Todoist, Rescue Time, Motion, and Google Calendar, Opus List offers AI-powered scheduling, time tracking, user-tailored features, customizable AI preferences, all at a price and package that no one else can beat. As for me, I come from a background in engineering and research, which has given me a very unique perspective on solving this problem of time management. So far, I've created a startup developing AI applications for researchers and engineers to help them complete documentation faster. And I've co-founded a 501c3 nonprofit aimed at building communities for students and improving access to STEM education. With Opus List, I believe that it will revolutionize how time management is done by students and professionals alike, one calendar at a time. Thank you.
Yeah, so basically, it should be similar like that. Very simple, under 5 minutes. Try to record yourself pitching and submit for homework, the last homework of the season. Now, guys, since demo day is just around the corner, we really need to speed things up a bit. And homework is due in 3 days. I don't know. Like that's the homework for this submissions. It's due in 3 days. It should only take you half a day or one full day to come up with your pitch deck, right? Not even that. It can be even shorter. 1 or a half day of recording yourself and then just submitting. So it really should be only taking you 2 days to complete this homework. So submit your homework in 3 days, 25th of March, 12 p.m. KST. I'm not sure what the time zone is. You probably need to check it. And based on this homework, we will select 5 founders for demo day. Obviously, we really wanted everyone to take a demo day. That's impossible because it's going to be never ending. So we're going to select 5 founders from this homework and present for demo day, which is on the 1st of April. RSVP, guys. You really need an RSVP for demo day because only to the people who has RSVP'd, we're going to send out the YouTube link for the stream. RSVP your spots, and we'll see you there. There'll be total of 10 VCs locked in from around the world to come to demo day. It's going to be amazing. Good luck, guys. One thing is, I blocked the one-on-one sessions. If you guys have noticed, I blocked the one-on-one sessions because of just really weird reasons. I suddenly start to receive these one-on-one sessions from founders. And I thought, oh, well, okay, it's the founders from this cohort. And then when I jump in a call, they're not from season 3, right? They're not from Zero Base. I was like, who the hell are you? And they're like, oh, they received this link from a friend, etc., etc. I was like, oh shit, that's not meant to happen. So guys, I've took down these one-on-ones. If you need a meeting, feel free to reach out by email, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, and I'll be more than happy to sort of catch up with you, especially around helping you out with this demo day. Please do not book in a one-on-one just to validate your ideas. 60 or 70% of the one-on-one calls was just for me to validate your ideas. Guys, there is no such thing as a good or a bad idea. You just need to start with it to see if this is going to work or not. There's no point in me saying, hey, this is a brilliant idea or this is a shit idea. It does not exist. So only book in a call for the demo to help, not to validate your idea of whether it's going to work or not, because I have no idea. And yeah, guys, that's it for today. The last lecture of Zero Base. Hopefully I'll see you guys through demo day. And one thing is during the week we will update you about the IRL. So I will keep you posted. But if you haven't really booked in for your IRL in real life event, book it. And I'll see you guys at demo day.